Good morning, everybody. Okay, this year's Leilu Nishmas So Bas Moshe, whose yortzeit is today, a very dear lady, and my father, of course, Menachem ben Akiva. Nobody ever knows why such things happen. We have no idea about Cheshbon Shamayim. And on the other end, we're in trouble because the Rambam says to do Cheshbon Nefesh. Usually when these things happen, and they should never happen again, but they do happen, this is on YouTube, and I'm being very courageous now, actually. Not everyone's going to like what I have to say, and I'm aware of it. So usually you have the groups to automatically say, it's almost like pressing a button, it's the internet, it's a pritzas. I'm not saying it's not, I don't know, but I'm saying it's almost like, there's a disaster, so they say it because people are exposed, which I agree is a problem, and people are not tzanu enough, which is a problem, but the fact that we don't do cheshbon nefesh, but we right away connect it to one thing without thinking, that's not cheshbon nefesh. Cheshbon nefesh, by definition, what the Rambam says is, or before the Rambam, the novice, you have to search your ways. And if you have an automatic reaction, it means you didn't really search your ways, right? I'm not saying the conclusion is right or wrong, but you still have to make a search. Like bdikas chometz wouldn't work if you just find the one crumb that that your kids told you before the crumb is over there, the 10 crumbs. That's not called searching. So we're not searching if we automatically say that these are the iPhones and this. Again, I'm not saying yes or no, but it's not called soul search. Now, I don't have any answers. I have no idea. Yeah, and then you have a lot of people, I'm one of them, and we say it's achdus. Look, everyone from the Frum society, all types, all colors, we're all there. And this is terrible that there's machlokes, but again, we don't know that's the reason. I saw one pasuk in this week's parsha. They were about to read this Shabbos, and now it's Sunday. They will stumble upon each other. A man and his brother, they will all stumble on each other. They're going to run as if they are, chased by a sword. And this is what happened. People ran and stumbled upon each other. Says Rashi, based on the Gemara and Shabbos. Why? What does that mean? Well, physically it means that in the time of disaster, there will be such a disaster. People will actually run on top of each other. That's terrible. It's physical what happened. I heard from people who were there. It was horrific. But Rashi says another pshat, and that is people will stumble upon each other's sins because people do not rebuke each other. People don't scold each other. People don't do techocho. And therefore, when there's no techocho, then you are stumbling on your friend's sin. If your friend sins, and you don't say anything about it, and you're complacent and you're good, and there's something wrong going on, you can't say just not cheshbon shamayim, I don't know, and I'll just live my life as nothing happened. You have to do your own soul search and also tell others what's wrong. I have absolutely no idea what's wrong, what's right. I'm just taking this opportunity to be mochiach and rebuke on something that goes on surprisingly, unbelievably. I'm not mekatreg, but this is happening in the entire full world, and it has to do with Lag BaOmer. Again, I don't know cheshbon shamayim. I don't like the people who try to make gematria and they know exactly Hashem's mindset. That's belittling the Eibishter Chalila. It's interesting that this disaster happened in Lag BaOmer, and the only people who are not hurt were women, only men. Interesting. I don't know, again, this and that and the other. I know one thing, and that in a lot of Frum neighborhoods, including in our neighborhood, Ramat Bet Shemesh Aleph, there are barbershops who openly, overtly, publicly, over Isuri, the Oraisa, all the time. They break a Torah prohibition repeatedly, publicly, and nobody says anything. It's shocking. People talk about the length of the this and this of that, and the chumrah and the minhag and the color of the shirt. These are isura d'oraisa, which people are over all the time, and nobody says anything. There are barbershops who shave people's payas, not the frum people, but also irreligious people come there. And the barbers, some of them religious, they shave their heads in a way. The Mefurish and Shulchan Aruch is an isura d'oraisa. It's like eating pig. Imagine yourself without a pig restaurant in the middle of Ramat Bet Shemesh Aleph. If the same thing happens in places like Geula, or even, I don't want to mention names, even in very religious places, you have barber shops, and the people come and they over Isadoraisa. Imagine yourself, Chazer store, Ramat Bet Shemesh Aleph, Chazer store, and I would go eat there with you and see you maybe, and we'll have our kosher meal. And other people eating Chazer at the next table. Is that nice? That's insane. Again, I'm not saying that's the reason. Of course I'm not. Please don't go say, Rabbi Teichtal said it's happening wrong, because of course not. We don't know. I'm just saying it's interesting. And the problem is a problem regardless to what happened. I'm just taking the opportunity to mention that fact. Now, this is not an advertising agency, but there are barbers who have hefsher, barbers who actually study the halachas, And this neighborhood, I know of three of them. One of them is Rafal down in the Merkaz. One of them is Avremi, who runs in his bike and goes from house to house. He does house visits. Again, it's not advertising. I'm saying I know that they have the Echsher. And I was told also Chaim, a person in Sorek, also has a Echsher. I was told maybe others also have. Maybe others also have. I don't know. But I do know there are at least 2 barber shops over there. I said, if you feel comfortable to go to a place where the person next seat to you sits and has an Easter Doraisa, much worse than Chazer. Every hair is an Easter, and it's done all the time. If you're okay with that, okay. I'm not one of those. I live in Bet Shemesh, but I'm not a fanatic, and do what you want. But I'm saying this is horrendous, and I highly recommend that anybody that can should use a barber that knows what he's doing and find out before that the barber is not over Torah prohibitions repeatedly. Do we know the reason for the tzara? No. We're just trying not to be v'choshlu ish ba'ochiv, not to stumble in each other's averas, and just found the opportunity to mention this nekuda. It's nothing great, nothing amazing, nothing earth-shaking or moving, or I'm not a movie star. I'm just saying these are things that happen, and Imret Hashem, everyone should stop doing these things. Everyone should be mischazik in Achdus, in Avos Yisrael. This is no question. That's what we need. Terrible mechlokes all over Klal Yisrael. May we not know such stories anymore, anytime. Only Geula. May this really, really be the last time. He took these people upstairs with him. Mem hate people. We don't know. Ma is like 45 people is ma. Like what? Like we have no idea. There's no explanation. Like ma, what's going on here? There's no way to explain this. May we really, really be zoichet to Achdus, Shalom, Achva, and Mashiach should come b'mheira v'yameinu. Amen. Thank you very much. It's in. Thank you.